Hey, this is Kathy Peck from Wichita Falls, Texas. I have the teaandstamps.blogspot.com. I'd love for you to follow me on my blog. And today I'm going to share a card with you that I'm making for Veterans Day or Remembrance Day, depending on where you are in the world. And here it is. It's very solemn. It's very plain. You know, it's just a symbol of remembrance. And I don't think you can see it very well here. Here you go. There, I have put some score marks on this layer and used just the painted poppies and the peaceful moments stamp set. So I'll show you how I did this. This means a lot to me. The Crafty Collaborations blog hop or bloggers are hosting a in memoriam blog hop for this day. So I thought that was pretty sweet because my husband and I are both retired Air Force veterans. I spent 24 and a half years in the Air Force and he spent 21. And I got to be stationed in some really fabulous places. So, and he and I met and got married in Japan, of all places, which is pretty cool. And my grandfather, on my mother's side, he was a member of the French Resistance. So this card is done going in this direction, but I'm going to change it up. I want to change it up here. So I'm using a piece of our basic white thick, and if you've been following my videos for any period of time, you know I'm not a big fan of all white cards. It's very rare that I make an all white card, although this would have looked good on gray or with a red layer, but I'm doing all white. So this is 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and that is pretty much it for this layer. For the top layer, it's going to be 5 1/4 by 4, just basic white, and this is not the thick, this is just the regular, and I'm going to use my Stamparatus for this. But first I want to do the scoring. I'll show you how I scored it using my trimmer. Okay, you know in the trimmer you have, this is the cutting blade, the dark one, and then the lighter one is the scoring blade. I'll turn up my light there, the light gray. So all I did was I lifted this and I used this side of the measure to score, and I did it every 1/8 of an inch for 5. And you have to just give this a really good press. I think the sample is in thick. This is not the thick, so it may come out a little better. We'll see. So just move it every 1/8 of an inch and just run this up and down. So I will tell you, when I was stationed in England, I think the first year I was there, I got to march in their Remembrance Day parade, which is November 11th. And the parade started on the 11th at 11:11, something like that. Yeah, so it's a very big deal over there, just like it is here. And here we go. So that was fun doing that. A nice way to remember people. All right, and you see I've got the 5 score lines, and this is the, not the side that I want. I forget what you call this. Okay, but I want the sides you can feel, the up, like the upward side, the mountain side, up. Now we'll pull out this Stamparatus. This will be a really quick card to make. Alright. Oh, which way have I got this thing going? There. Set it in here. And then I'm going to find my magnets. There we go. Just put it on here. Okay, I'm using the painted poppies. I'm going to use this and this. And some black ink. And you know poppies are that big symbol of the wars, and what is it, the field of Flanders, I think is where all the poppies were. And red symbolizes all the blood that was shed in the Great War. Alright, here we go. And I'm using Memento Black, and I'm going to try out a new tool that I got in the mail today. or actually yesterday. I ordered some of those like stamp pressers. You know, these, you can go over this to help push it down. A lot of people use this with the MISTI, and I thought, well, it should work with Stamparatus too. And this is actually made on one of those 3D printers. Isn't that cool? I found it on Etsy and I thought that was nice. And I thought I'd try it out and make a nice gift for other crafters. Look at that. That worked really well. Clean that off. And now I'm going to change to this sort of solid image. It has like high spots and low spots. You just got to figure out which way you want to put it. I think I want to go this way. Oops, I just bumped my lamp. Here we go. Just make sure it's covered up pretty good. And I used Real Red for this. You could use any of our, you know, cherry cobbler would work. But I like Real Red. Because I don't think you'd want to do pink for this, but you could. It's whatever rocks your boat, I guess. Here we go. I was going to put some green leaves in here, but I thought, no, I think it'd be, just says a lot just to have the one color. Rub it with my little doodad, and there we go. Now I'm going to clean that off, and then we'll do the sentiment and then put it all together. And I will stamp a little bit on the inside of the card. There. Alrighty. I love this poppy sentiment and stamp set. I hope it stays. Oh, I'm gonna move that up there. And in the peaceful moments, which when this came out, these were all set as the same suite, and it was great. These sentiments are wonderful. So I'm going to use the Always Remember It's Tiny, which I guess is fitting because we don't always remember. And sometimes the small things have the biggest impact. Alright, and again with the black ink. I don't think I'm going to use that tool on this one. It's pretty small. I'm just going to press it with my fingers. Yes. It's not very dark. It's kind of faded, which is, I like that because, you know, this time of year, Veterans Day, really remembers people in the Great War, and which is World War I and World War II. But we also have to think about our Korean veterans, Vietnam veterans, people who fought in the Gulf Wars. And especially those who didn't make it home. I have a great-grandpa. He was in World War I, and he was a Basque. And he was killed in World War I. That was my grandfather's dad. Alright, here we go. Now, dimensionals. And then we'll get this stuck on there. Oh, I'm to the end of this row of this pack, so that's good. So we can just use up all the little bits of it. And because I have this scored, it kind of wants to curl up, so I'm going to make sure to put several dimensionals right here. So I will just do this. I will just place a strip. And that should keep it fairly flat. There we go. Now I love my dimensionals, so I think I put 12 on the other one, on the first card. But this is a good way to use up these little pieces that are left over. Just stick that right across there. There we go. Pop this on, stamp a little bit on the inside, and then this is done. I have some neighbors close by. They were nurses in Vietnam. You don't hear many stories about the nurses in Vietnam, but I can imagine some tales they could tell. I don't think that was the easiest job at all. Alright, here we go. I have to turn my light a little bit. It's hard for me to see white on white. So hopefully I got this pretty well. I think I'm a little off. That's alright. It still works. At least it's straight. I guess it's, well, fairly straight anyway. Alright, let's do a little work on the inside. I'm going to put this, just a little bit of this stamp on the inside with the black ink. I just want the flower. That's what I'm trying to catch, not that. Wipe off this excess. And I'm just going to put it right here in the corner. Yes. And then a little bit of red with this little one right here. Little splotchy one. And that will be it. So when you're watching this video, this is going to be attached to the blog hop. So please take the time to visit the other blogs and perhaps read their stories if they share anything about family members or themselves being in the service. You know, it takes, in my opinion, I think it takes a special person who wants to serve their country and leave home and not know what's going to happen. I mean, I had a good outcome. Most of the people that I knew had great outcomes, you know. It was a pleasure to serve. I met lots of wonderful people. I got to live in some interesting places and travel a little. I mean, if it weren't for the military, I would have never met my husband or had the children that I have. So all in all, it was a blessing. It was a blessing for me to be able to serve, and it was a blessing for the things that I gained while I was serving. Alrighty, folks. Let me finish clearing this up. Here we go. Here are my 2 cards for Veterans Day and Remembrance Day on November 11th. So enjoy the hop. If you happen to need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to help you out. Don't hesitate to follow my blog so you can continue to see my creations. My blog is the hub of my business. It's where I post all my cards and my videos. So I'd love to have you join me. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.